Forests are important for us because they are renewable resources that affect our environment in a variety of ways. Let's look at some of the ways in which forests affect us. To begin with, forests affect the climate in a variety of ways. For example, when surfaces are screened by forest cover, they do not receive the full force of solar radiation, and the heat and light received by this surface are reduced. This reduces the temperature inside a forest. Similarly, a tree cover slows wind speed and thus controls wind force. The trees, in addition, draw moisture from the soil through their roots and spread it in the air through their leaves. The additional moisture in the air can trigger more precipitation. Another way in which forests impact climate is by counteracting the effect of pollution caused by the burning of fossil fuels. Carbon dioxide released by the burning of fossil fuels can lead to global warming and climatic change. Trees and forests help alleviate these changes by removing carbon dioxide from the atmosphere and converting it into carbon during photosynthesis. During this process, oxygen is released from trees. That's not all. Trees help control soil erosion as the roots of trees hold the soil together. In addition, they improve soil quality by providing humus to the soil. Humus comprises remains of dead and decayed plants and animals. They provide shelter to wildlife and thus help maintain a balance in nature. During rainfall, the forest soil absorbs water and reduces runoff of water flowing into the streams. This helps regulate stream flow. Forests also support a variety of industries, thus helping provide livelihood for many communities. Finally, the scenic beauty and panoramic views offered by forests make them popular for recreation. But here's an unfortunate fact about India's forests. There are very few areas left in India where the vegetation can be called natural in the true sense of the word. These areas are found mostly in some inaccessible regions, like the Himalayas, the hilly region of central India, and the Marusthali, parts of the desert. In most other areas, the vegetation has been modified, replaced, or degraded by human occupancy. According to the Environment Atlas of India, June 2001, the actual forest cover in India in 2001 was only 20.55%. Here is a bar graph with the details. As you can see, the Union Territory of Delhi and the states of Punjab and Haryana have the least percentage area under forest cover. The the Andaman and Nicobar Islands, on the other hand, have the highest percentage area under forest cover. The Andaman and Nicobar Islands, on the other hand, have the highest percentage area under forest cover. The Andaman and Nicobar Islands, on the other hand, have the highest percentage area under forest cover. The Andaman and Nicobar Islands, on the other hand, have the highest percentage area under forest cover. The Andaman and Nicobar Islands, have most of their land under forest cover. What is the reason for this? A number of factors have caused extensive modification of vegetation and depletion of forest cover. Some of these factors are growing demand for cultivated land, the development of industries and mining, urbanization, and overgrazing of pastures. For example, in Punjab and Haryana, a high percentage of land is under cultivation. On the other hand, Delhi is highly urbanized and more land is constantly being claimed for residential buildings, roads, and commercial complexes. Did you know the Van Mahotsav is a forest festival started in 1950 by K.M. Munshi, the then Union Minister for Agriculture and Food. The purpose of this festival was to create enthusiasm among the masses for forest conservation and planting trees. This festival of tree planting is organized every year in the month of July. It lasts for a week and millions of trees are planted across India during this festival. Vegetation varies across areas, as you may have noticed. The cacti that form a major part of the vegetation in the desert areas of Rajasthan look very different from the tropical trees seen in the Andaman and Nicobar Islands, or the mangrove trees in the Sundarban Delta. That's because plants grow in distinct groups of communities, where each community belongs to an area with similar climatic conditions. Further, the animal life in an area depends on the kind of vegetation available in that area. For example, not many large mammals can subsist on the scanty vegetation of a desert. Therefore, the fauna in a desert consists of small rodents, rabbits, rats, moles, and fox-like creatures. When the vegetation in an area changes, the animal life also changes. However, this is not a one-way relationship. All plants and animals in an area are interdependent and interrelated to each other in their physical environment. Together, the flora, the fauna, and the physical environment of an area form an ecosystem. And where do human beings figure in ecosystems? Human beings are an integral part of the ecosystem. In fact, they can have a huge impact on an ecosystem. They utilize the vegetation and wildlife for food, medicine, and a variety of other purposes. When the utilization of these resources is not regulated, ecological imbalance can result. For example, because of indiscriminate cutting of trees and killing of animals by human beings, some plants and animals are almost extinct today. The dodo is an example of a species of bird that is completely extinct due to extensive hunting and killing. In the 18th century, the cowhide tree in New Zealand became extinct due to deforestation. A very large ecosystem on land with distinct types of vegetation and animal life is called a biome. A biome can be considered as a group of many similar ecosystems throughout the world. For example, the map shows the tropical rainforest biome. An ecosystem can be as large as a desert and as small as a puddle. A biome is much bigger than an ecosystem. Biomes are identified on the basis of plants, mountains, deserts, grasslands, oceans and wetlands are all examples of biomes. For example, the mangroves in the Ganges Delta in Bangladesh and West Bengal, India, are part of a biome referred to as the wetlands.